Hey fam, what's good? Wake and bake. Anyway, I got the giggles today. I'm gonna make a video now about division and how, if you know the new warfare, none of this should be a surprise to you. The puppet masters, the New World Order, the 13 families, the Epstein class or the Rothschild class, or these people that are running our world, the 1%, they have an agenda. They have one of these little things that they do to the masses is they play that division game. Now, that's how they divide and conquer. So they got us all divided. But I had no idea that Generation Z is at war with Generation X. And this kid went at length and how we didn't do anything and la la la, and I'm saying all this energy that this kid used, this good looking kid with a little man bun and shit, he was so cute and was so angry at Generation X. And Generation X, like me, I'm out here like, cool story, dude. You know what I'm saying? We don't give a fuck. We're not trying to fight nobody. We already did all the fighting we were gonna do while we were growing up, okay? You have no clue. But anyway, this division that they had, this poor kid, he's all engrossed in this shit and so angry and like if you put half of that energy that you have bashing people into a generation that, honestly, it should be Generation X or Generation we don't give a fuck. That's synonymous. We don't care. We don't give a fuck what other people think. You know what I'm saying? It's like we're just, anyway. I don't want to get into that debate either. You know what I'm saying? That's on you. You people got this fight with Generation X against Generation Z and the boomers and the this and the that. But for our generation, I would like to say that there's never been a Generation X president. Generation X, my generation has been X'd out. Okay, we were X'd out, but that's part of the agenda. They raised us in violence and savagery, and they let us do what we had. A lot of these kids in my generation, both parents had to work, and there was no supervision. They had to basically raise themselves, and the TV raised them. We're the generation that brought you internet. You on here looking at me now because of my Generation X. The war games, movies, and all that shit. We brought this shit to you so that you can come and fucking cut us down and bitch at us. None of it makes any sense, and I'm not gonna get caught up in it, okay? Because we never went after the millennials. The most we said I never even talked bad about millennials. It's like, you know what I would think? Those poor kids. The boomers won't give us a chance to run the world and fix things. And they're got one foot in the grave right now, and seems like they want to take the planet with them. Generation X has no power. They X us out. And now these poor millennials gotta have to deal with the shit that, and now we're getting older, you know what I'm saying? But we got the front lines, though. Generation X got your front lines when shit goes off. So stop talking this division with the generations. I mean, I've seen people even divided about, of course, politics. That's the plus. That should be your number one thing. You're Democrat or Republican. They totally X'd out the independents, the libertarians, the other people that they made it a two-party system because it's easier that way. It's a yes or no. It's easy for the New World Order to keep track of us that way better. Left or right. Let's divide it into this and make this side be this. And yeah, most of those people have those traits, so we'll make that party, and then we'll switch them in the early 1900s, so they think that the other party is still racist. I'm telling you. The mind games do not cease. The psyops that the New World Order has thrown at us do not cease. And like I said, one of their main ones is division. We're divided on, of course, politics and race and so much division. They create, and now generational division. That doesn't even make fucking sense. That does not make any sense. I have not sat down here, like I said, I felt bad for the millennials because we got X'd out. We can't help. We're the product, Generation X is product of the hippies. The later boomers that were hippies, that were free love, and they wanted to leave the beaver cleaver thing behind and just, evolve and leave, stop trying to control everything and everybody. up to and including who we love. I mean, you want to control people? You want to really control people? Control those bad people that are raping children right now. What are they doing in office? Why are they the ones leading the world right now? Those are the ones you need to control. First of all, take them out of office and put them in prison or whatever the hell. Just get them out of power. Okay, you want to control something? Stop trying to control our lives. We're trying to just live our life. So anyway, all this control and all this division, and that's what I'm saying. The hippies were our parents, and they wore the bell bottoms and platform shoes. I remember, and they smoked weed and shit, free love. They didn't want to have that stringent lifestyle that you would be living right now if they hadn't asked out first. And then we come along and we're like caught up in it. Oh, the Beaver Cleaver. Yeah, we don't want to do that. Yay, my parents don't like it either. You know what I mean? It's like they want to be more normal. Yeah, husband, wife, and this and that, and family, that's normal. But to be so controlling and so anal and shit, like they were, and judgmental. Oh my God, I'm so sick of the judgmental. And that's what starts the division. I mean, we got people even trying to divide us on how we put the fucking toilet paper on a roll. You know what I'm saying? That's ridiculous. Oh, you're putting it the wrong. I've seen people get into heated debates at a time where our world is being run by pedophiles that murder and eat children. People are debating generations and which way the toilet paper should go on a fucking roll. Okay, that's how divided and mind-fucked they have us. This shit needs to stop. The division needs to stop. Right now. It has to just stop. Stop all this petty shit. The division in religions, that's why the world is the way it is today. They're all given a set of scrolls and rules that they have to follow, each set of religion, and this one is total opposite of that one, and if you don't believe in this one, you're going to hell, and that's what starts the wars. And the Jews and the Muslims and the Christians are the ones that talk about peace are the main ones destroying the world right now. With all your bullshit, okay? Where is the peace and where is the love your teachers talked about? Where is it? Where's the Christian peace and love and unity and taking care and protecting your neighbors and loving your neighbors as yourself? When you see an ICE vehicle dragging a Latina woman and her child out to be thrown into a detention center, it doesn't make sense. There's no peace and love there. This is all man-made drama, division to keep us under control. And the 1% got all the goods and all the information. So it's easier for them to keep us all divided and fighting. We'll fight about everything and anything to divide us. But this generational thing just had me laughing this morning, for real. Come on, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you're going to blame Generation X for anything. You can't blame for anything. We haven't been in power. They wouldn't allow us to get into power. Do you understand? The boomers are still in power. These were the people that blew up, that set off motherfucking atom bombs and shit and killed people. Those are the ones that are still in control. Not That's why in the late, and this also generational thing. I spoke on, I remember in my spiritual circles back in the 90s, we would talk about the different generations. And we believed, before they came up with this list and dates and everything, the silent generation, 1925, what are the boomers, 19-something, whatever. They divided it all up. We were doing that more on the spiritual level. And we'd say, okay, the silent generation, your children are to be seen and not heard, blah, blah, blah. They didn't do anything. He called them the silent generation because the generation that came after that, the boomers, blew everything up. I think they baby boomers. Okay, baby ones, or it could mean that they blew everything up. You know what I'm saying? I'm confused here because, yeah, there's a lot of babies, but you guys blew, and not only that, how do you have a government with boomers still in charge? You know, Mitch McConnell is being animated to look like he's alive or whatever. These people are older than the creation of fire, and they're running our government right now. Those are boomers. You want a bitch? Now, Generation X, we tried everything. We tried to fight. And all we got was laws and this and jail and blah, 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 and this and judgment. Got judged by everybody, okay? Yeah, whether you got teeth or not, you're being judged constantly. judge. That's the judgment generation. That's how they kept you under control, and that's how they divided you. Because if you don't do it this way, then you're gonna be put in that division. That you're part of them. If you're not one of them, you're one of us. Blah blah blah. But that's different. That's an anonymous thing. That's my soul family, anonymous collective worldwide for the last 20 years. So anyway, when I was talking about this division, and see, in anonymous we don't have division. It's worldwide. Everybody's like, yeah, fighting together. That's what's up. That's what we need to do as a universal collective in the world. Is to try to stop yourself when you decide you want to judge somebody for the way they speak, for dropping curse words or whatever. Fuck that. With so many things going on, you're not more offended about people getting hurt and wars and rape? You're gonna judge someone that has a pure heart and doesn't want to, couldn't hurt a fly because they say motherfucker or fuck this or bitch that? Your heart is in the wrong place. That's what I'm saying. Everybody does not have enough information to be judging other people. Okay, you don't have all the information to just look at someone and assume. Don't make an ass of yourself. Okay, because that kind of judgment is what causes division. Right off the bat, judgment and thinking you're better, and even in the Latin community, I see in my own community. Okay, Puerto Ricans are considered American citizens because we are a territory of the United States. We're a Commonwealth. Like DC is, like other places are. Philippines, I believe, in several places. Commonwealth of the United States. So yeah, we have citizenship. It doesn't make me better. It just, I'm a Latina that can be here without having have a problem. That's the only thing different there. I don't think I'm better, and I don't think I'm worse than any of the other Latinos. Okay? That's what I'm saying. And there's actually people that I've seen that are Latino that think that they're better than other Latinos, judged on the color of their skin. Even black people. I've seen, if you've seen the movie, the one in, oh my God, it's a Hotel Rwanda, where in Africa, the Dutch created division within the black people by saying this one's light-skinned black and this one's better than the darker-skinned black. Division everywhere. Every single chance, every single situation that the New World Order could create division, they have done it. Okay, they look for those little things that make us different when we should actually look at those differences as something like, wow, they can understand something that I could never understand because I'm not in that situation. You know, my mom always said, she was more like Gnostic tones my mom had. She always said, in every head, there's a different world. Okay, I can't possibly know what you've gone through, and you can't possibly know what I've gone through unless I blur it out or whatever. But I'm saying, you can't just look at me and say, and decide, okay, this is what they, you can't just, there's a different world. I've been in different situations, different places, different circumstances, different smells, different everything. There's no way that everybody has the same experience here in this world, okay? Whether you created it yourself or not, it's just we're all having experiences here in this illusion. But what I was saying about division is that judgment always is it's a starting block. The opening, like they say, weed is the gateway to bigger drugs. That's another damn lie. But judgment is the gateway to division, to more division. And the last thing we need here at crunch time, okay, because it's crunch time right now. They're implementing their agendas. They're going for the water. They're doing all these wars. They're trying to normalize pedophilia and rape on women. All this craziness, okay, it's got to come. That means that we're right there to evolving in what I call mass awakening, in what we all believe will bring us up to 5D reality, because and evolve the entire of humanity. 4D is just, astral plane is just stuck on Earth. We want to go into 5D. Okay, astral plane is what they say it's the closest level to hell because you really can't get out Earth, and you really can't evolve. So 4D straight to 5D. This is other, yeah, I know, that's another video. Okay, so, but like I'm saying, we want to rise up to 5D reality. We have to let go of this division. Nobody's better than anybody. Get over yourself, okay? We all came from the same place. You can also get over yourself, but also know that everything that you've done in your life was for you for your own survival. So you should not feel bad. Like if you've done something and you feel guilty, and that's another thing that you need to. Everybody needs to understand in order to get away from that judgmental attitude. Everything that you've done in your life, you did it for your own survival. Whether it was bad or good at the time, your main thing in your life is to protect your temple, protect your life. And at that moment that you think you did something that was so bad, you had to make a choice between, am I going to, and even if it's your own sanity, if you had to do drugs to just keep your own sanity, or whatever it is, and whatever circumstance you had to do to keep yourself alive and to keep yourself sane, which is very important, you should not feel guilty about. You don't surprise the universe. You're not a surprise. Anything you do does not surprise the universe or God. Okay? We're putting too much of what other people judgmental stuff and imagine what they think about you, and then you can't evolve. You gotta not give a shit about that. Okay? And you also do not participate in things like that, like judging and stuff. Okay? I mean, I could go. I got jokes. I could say Generation Z is a hypersensitive, man bun wearing bunch of kids, and that's hypersensitive. And then, you know what I'm saying? But I didn't sit here and then the next second I could say, what am I going to make for dinner? I'm not focused and concentrating on division and hate. We have to focus on what are the things that other person can do that can help us as a collective. Because everybody is different. Everybody has different gifts. What is my gift and what am I going to bring to the table? That's all we got to be thinking about. Forget about all this division and judgment. Stop judging people. Unless you're perfect, okay, from head to toe, and you better make sure, approach me and tell me that you're perfect. You better make sure. So that way you can tell me how to be perfect too, but that doesn't exist. I know that's not happening, okay? We need more love and less division, and stop judging. If you have a question, find out. Fear is the opposite of love. If you fear something, study it and make sure you're until the fear goes away and you understand it, and then it becomes love. All right? All right, peace.